equal.
Sexually transmitted disease, don't like fleas, how does that fleas
On the day of the big show, that sense of belonging to something bigger is electric in the air.
I'm so excited because it's my first time and I wanted to do it since I was little and now I'm old enough to.
Even the moms feel it.
You don't have to worry about nobody criticizing you. It's just their own little world.
The kids are not only performing in the show, but are also running the show. And they too feel the benefits of the All-Stars way of doing things.
At first, I was the type of person to say I couldn't perform on stage, or I wasn't able to do this job during the show, or whatever the case may be. But now I can say, if you give me a job, I'll be able to take it on, or be able to perform on or off stage.
This is just one avenue of All-Stars Project, the All-Stars Project Talent Show Network.
MC Charlie Brown, who came to the All-Stars as an adult volunteer, sees it as a chance to give back.
I'm not getting paid for this. I do it because my heart's in it. And I think young kids and other performers should be around positive people and people that can help develop them. You know, All-Stars is helping me develop, and whatever I learn off of that, I can pass on to them.
This sharing of knowledge and experience outside of their normal environment is the core of the program.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
It's trying to instill a sense of not only who they are, but who they can be.
It's really pulling out the greatness and the talent that each child has and giving them an opportunity to explore themselves, explore the world around them, to move from one community, which is their own community, that's the one that is known, into a whole different world that's unknown, to really help them develop and become the full person that they are meant to be.
A sense of belonging that can benefit not only themselves, but the broader community. And who would have thought that an old school talent show could have the impact to change a life and make a community a little bit better.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the David H. Koch Theater at Lincoln Center for tonight's All-Stars Project 2014 National Gala. Reaching for the stars, young people and old friends growing together. And now, introducing your co-hosts for the evening, All-Stars Project youth leaders from across New York City and New Jersey's urban communities. And please welcome our special guest host, the award-winning news anchor from WABC TV, Diana Williams.
Like a night show introduction. You're expecting some one-liners at this point, but I don't have any. Sorry. Welcome, everybody, to the All-Stars Project Gala. This is going to be a fabulous evening. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I am delighted to be here on this wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will let you in on a secret. I know one of the honorees tonight, and basically that third of the room, I know all of them as well, which is either a good thing or a bad thing when you're hosting the event. I'll tell you a little bit more about our special honoree this evening, but I also want to point out that we have about 40 All-Stars on the stage with me right now. These are young people from New York and New Jersey, and I want everybody to give them, these beautiful young men and women, give them a big hand. Don't they look absolutely amazing? They're so beautiful. I love seeing it. Each of these young people, they are either performers, they have worked as interns, they have been serving in all aspects of the All-Stars program, and each of them will be sitting at your tables tonight, 1 to 2 at your table, and they're going to be able to talk about their experiences, their successes, their vision. And so I encourage you throughout the course of this evening, take some time to have a conversation with these young people, and I guarantee that you're going to learn as much from them as they're going to learn from you on this evening. It has been 50 years since America declared war on poverty, and the All-Stars program is at the center right now of a very historic shift in the way that we see and respond to poverty. The All-Stars program is pioneering new ways to address poverty, bringing together rich and poor, young and old, to create transformation and to create development within communities. And the program, the All-Stars program, is expanding into many of the country's largest cities. I want you to listen what New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio and other big city mayors have to say about the All-Stars program. Listen to the video.
What I love about All-Stars is, number one, it's that bridge taking us from school to continued growth and enrichment. Number two, it's focusing on the arts, which is something that
Thanks to our mayors. I've actually hosted this event now my third time, and one of the things that I have seen is how much the All-Stars Project has grown and grown, and you're going to hear more about that this evening. One of the main reasons that we gather here tonight is to honor three people who have been at the forefront when it comes to supporting the All-Stars Project, and this is a point where I'm going to, digress a bit from the script. Normally, when I host events like this, I don't know the people who are getting special recognition. I get a script in front of me that tells me about some of the great things that they have done. And this night, I actually know one of our honorees personally. My husband and I not only know David Gordon with Latham and Watkins, we love David Gordon. And David has a nickname, and I'm going to share it tonight, David. My husband calls him Flash. Flash Gordon, got it? Just had to check. I was told by another lawyer tonight, though, Flash is not a good name in the legal field, so, but Flash he is to us. He and his wife, Kim, and the whole family are here tonight. They've been very special to us. David is a special person. He's smart, he's fun, he's engaging, trustworthy, honest, and generous, and I wish my husband could be here with us tonight. We would do anything for David and his family, and I know in turn that he would do anything for us, and we count ourselves very lucky to have David Gordon as a friend, and I think you all are very, very lucky to have his support and him being here with the All-Stars Project tonight. So, David, we love you. As I said, I digressed a little bit, but he's a very dear and special friend. Our other honorees tonight, equally special and wonderful. Scott Hill of Ernst & Young, and he has come all the way from Italy to be here tonight. And we have Gabrielle Kurlander, who is celebrating her 25th anniversary as All-Stars President and CEO. And so, we start with our special salute to Gabrielle, and here to help us, please welcome the co-founder of the All-Stars Project, Lenora Falani. Lenora, come on out.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome. In the spring of 2011, I had one of my last conversations with All-Stars co-founder and creative genius, Dr. Fred Newman, who passed away in July of that year. I had first met Fred in 1979 when I was pursuing my PhD in developmental psychology and was a guest researcher at Rockefeller University. At the time, I was very, very distraught. My career was moving ahead, but back home in Chester, Pennsylvania, where I grew up, various family members were in very difficult circumstances. I had 12 nieces and nephews in the 1960s. By the late 70s, 2 were dead, several were in prison or on drugs. One, my young niece, in response to the death of her sister, was in a mental institution, and only 3 had graduated school, and a couple gone on to community college. I thought that if I became a psychologist, that I'd be able to save my family and my community, but I realized that I could not save them, and I was nearly paralyzed with grief and fury. There were few people to whom I could turn to share how I was feeling. Fred Newman was one of them. He told me that my experience was the experience of poverty, and he and I bonded around the outrage and despair of what it meant to grow up poor in America. We had both grown up poor, me in Chester and he in a Jewish working class community in the Bronx, in the shadow of the old Yankee Stadium. We understood each other, we spoke the same language, we cried the same tears, and together with a set of close friends and colleagues, we began to build new kinds of organizations to help poor people grow and develop. The All Stars Project was born out of that. We spent more than 30 years together working on this project, and in the weeks before his death and our final conversations together, he asked me to do 2 things. One, he asked me to write a paper that captured our discoveries about poverty, our recognition that poverty was systemic and not personal, and the success that we've had in our work over the years connecting the poor, kids and adults, to America's mainstream by way of connecting them to our donors who have given very generously of their money, but also of their decency, passion, and time, and we're deeply appreciative. I wrote that paper, and it's been read and studied by people from all walks of life. Recently, I've begun to travel around the country with a team of All Stars young people who are speaking at academic conferences and teaching teachers and policymakers about the impact of poverty on their lives and the importance of development. Those conversations and the work All Stars does day in and day out in 6 American cities are impacting upon the lives of poor people. Dr. Newman's second charge to me was more personal. He asked me to recognize the gift that we had in our president and CEO, Gabrielle Kurlander. He told me that if we followed her, she would take us and our discoveries to new places. He underscored the importance of my role in supporting her to take us there. He spoke to me of the leadership that she had provided in overhauling our fundraising operation, making it the case that we started to raise millions of dollars. He said that she added glamour, intellect, and know-how by spicing up our annual events, as you will see this evening. And I promised him, as always, that I would do what he asked. Over the last 25 years, and especially in the past 2 years, Gabrielle has taken All Stars on a wild and challenging ride, upgrading our vision and our performance. I am deeply appreciative of her unflinching guts in taking us to new ground. This chick is fearless. Gabrielle, tonight, I want to honor you and thank you on behalf of 2 very important groups, the All Stars Project and America's Poor. Thank you, and we love you. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage 2 people I've had the pleasure of working with at the All Stars, MetLife Executive Vice President and Vice Chair of the All Stars Board, Maria Morris, and Castle Oak Securities co-founder and managing partner and All Stars board member, Nathaniel Christian. Welcome, Maria and Nat Christian. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fulani. 3,000 years ago, King Solomon said, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." And so of necessity, it is true that where there is a vision, people survive, people flourish, people prosper, grow, and yes, people develop. Gabrielle Kurlander is a visionary and has helped to infuse the All Stars Project with its vision of communities growing and prospering together as we all work together to enhance the lives of our most vulnerable, underprivileged children. I have worked closely with Gabrielle for a little more than half of her 25 years at the helm of the All Stars, and I have witnessed her visionary prowess on many an occasion. But none so dramatically as when we were negotiating to purchase what has become our center on 42nd Street. In the midst of very tense negotiations with the then owner, she took me on a tour of the space, and all I could see, because I'm a lawyer, and lawyers are not noted for being visionaries. There are some other choice words that are closely associated with some lawyers. All I could see was lots of unfinished, damp, and musty space that looked like a really, really big unfinished basement. But Gabrielle could see theaters, she could see rehearsal space, she could see workshops, she could see creative space, and she could see a home away from home for our young people. And when we were finished negotiating and I looked at those contracts as a lawyer, all I could see were the default clauses and the risks and dangers that we were assuming if we had any financial hiccups whatsoever. But she could see a clear path to paying off our indebtedness. I was never so happy to see my fears be so unfounded. It is with that type of vision that Gabrielle has led the All-Stars from being a local organization run almost entirely by volunteers with a $200,000 annual budget to a national organization with nearly a $9 million budget and over 75 full-time employees. With her vision, the All-Stars now has a second landmark youth center, the Scott Flam Center in Newark, New Jersey. With her vision, she and Dr. Fulani forged an agreement with the New York Police Department to create Operation Conversation, Cops and Kids, to give our peace officers and our young people new and better ways to see each other as members of the same community and not as adversaries. I could go on, but you get the picture. Gabrielle's multifaceted vision is always focused on giving our young people from poor communities the most advanced ideas and the highest quality resources and exposure to the most successful artists, business people, and thinkers, all so that they might be able to direct their own lives to prosper, to grow, and to develop.
Hi, I'm Maria Morris, and I'm delighted to be here tonight to help in honoring a dear friend and colleague, Gabrielle Kurlander. I first met the All-Stars when a volunteer knocked on my door 22 years ago. And as someone who had done some performance in my teens and who was always involved with underprivileged youth, I knew this was the place for me. But my commitment to the organization has only deepened since I met Gabrielle when she began working with us on the All-Stars expansion in New Jersey. I've had a front row seat for the smart, savvy, and wonderfully inventive performance she has created as the president and CEO of the All-Stars Project. I've worked in corporate settings and in nonprofits for many years, and I can tell you, Gabrielle is someone special. She has successfully married a highly developed business acumen with a remarkable ability to connect diverse people and communities. Gabrielle has never lost sight of our All-Stars mission, even as she leverages the growth needed to involve many more young people and many more communities in the world. All this while deftly managing a multi-million-dollar business and constantly finding the ways to push the envelope. She's the real deal. As the Vice Chair of the All-Stars National Board, I have the honor of collaborating with Gabrielle often, and I really grow and benefit from every interaction. In addition to being a truly innovative visionary and guiding light for all we do, she's one of the most trustworthy, generous, caring, and warm human beings that I know. I look forward to working with her and being inspired by her for many more years to come.
Now, what you may not know about Gabrielle is that she is also a very, very talented actress. In fact, she left a budding Broadway career to work with the All-Stars those many years ago. And she is also an award-winning director. So it seems only fitting that we recognize her tonight with a special performance created and presented by some of her very talented and close artistic and theatrical partners. So along with All-Stars talent show performers Jada Roberio and George Lyric Pedraza, please join me in welcoming Ava Jenkins and Nikel Brown Eyes Brown.
She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in the world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got her feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Looks like a girl, but she's a flame, so bright she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you'll never forget her name. She's on top of the world, hottest of the hottest girls. Say, oh, we got our feet on the ground and we're burning it down. Oh, got our head in the clouds and we're not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire.
Yeah, come on, both feet on the ground, development bound. Rise to the stars and receive your crown. She's fire. Gabrielle inspires. Over some time, she's been taking us higher. Young to the old, old to the young. Growing every day, performance revolution. Lead the way so dreams can take flight. Spark to a flame, blow up like dynamite. 25 years to the day, step into play. Touching many, creating a new way. But hold tight, I remember myself. All this time you haven't hold much help to pay forward and give back to the future. Step out their zones and create a new look. Heads to the sky, no star can outshine. A strong fire burning throughout time. She's on fire. Yeah, come on. This girl is on fire. Ride along with us,
and it's a
girl.
lonely world.
We at the top of the world.
But she gon' let it burn,
Burn
baby, burn,
like fire.
baby.
We going higher.
This girl
Yeah.
is on fire.
Come on. This girl is on fire. Yeah. Keeps taking us higher. Gabrielle inspires 25 years.
She's walking
on
on
fire. This girl is on fire. Yeah. Keeps taking us higher. Gabrielle inspires 25 years. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down. Both feet on the ground. Development bound. Reach for the stars and never slow down.
I have to wait for everybody to sit down so we can do this special award. Gabrielle, it is with great pleasure that we give you this award in recognition of your passion, creativity, and visionary leadership. Our future is in truly remarkable hands. Oh my. Thank you. Thank you so much, Maria, Nat, and Lenora, for your such kind remarks. And if there's anyone on fire, it's most certainly Ava and Brown Eyes. Thank you for that amazing performance. Good evening. I'm very humbled by this honor. These 25 years of service have been the joy of my life, and it's just wonderful building All-Stars with all of you. I want to congratulate my fellow honorees, Scott Hill and Dave Gordon. Thank you for all you've done over the many years that we've worked together. Over the past 25 years, people have donated $100 million to the All-Stars Project. And those people have primarily come from the business community. And the business community demands results. In fact, it's well known that business often gauges its philanthropic involvement based on quantitative metrics and benchmarks. We have metrics and benchmarks galore at the All-Stars Project. But we have something else too, which is fundamental to the All-Stars model. The communities we serve, the young people we develop and their families say to us, day in and day out, week after week, month after month, we want you here. We want you in our lives. We want you in our kids' lives. We want to grow. This is our guiding metric. And as long as we're getting that message, we will be here. At the heart of the All-Stars is a new kind of partnership between the rich and the poor. And tonight, I want to thank you and everyone in the business community for joining that partnership. I also want to recognize and thank our co-founders, the late Dr. Fred Newman and Lenora Fulani, who in founding the All-Stars created something extraordinary for our world.
They bucked the tide of narrow thinking in government funding and set out to create a new methodology for engaging poverty and creating development. Lenora, it's an honor to work with you day in and day out. There are a group of African American women who are very special to me and have guided me at different points along the way. They've been my teachers, my supporters, and a wonderful source of inspiration. I want to thank some of them tonight, Lenora, of course, and Alveda Frazier, Cheryl Williams, Pam Lewis, Jessie Fields, Lorraine Stevens, Eloise Joseph, and Gloria Strickland. I want to make a pledge to everyone in the room tonight. There's a lot of discussion in our country about the achievement gap, what to do about the achievement gap, what to do about poverty, what to do about violence. We know what to do. After-school development is going to be the way America trains, grows, and develops its young people and communities. We know what to do. We know how to create the tools so people can transform their lives. We've taken All Stars to 6 cities. Over the next 10 years, we're going to take it to 60 cities. I promise you that. And the rest of my career and tenure as president and CEO of this organization will be dedicated to making that happen. Thank you so much for this honor. Gabrielle, thank you for all you do for this great organization. And another round for those wonderful All-Stars performers. Weren't they amazing? Woo! And now a very special announcement, so please welcome All-Stars advisor C. Michael Armstrong.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just flew in from the Mayan mountain villages of Guatemala, and I can't tell you what a difference you make as I appear before you. And may I not only congratulate Gabriel on a marvelous 25 years, but everybody in this room for what you do to inspire and what you do to lead. It was about 12 years ago to the day that I met the All-Stars and Gabriel at a gala that was honoring a friend of mine, Ron Blaylock, who invited me. And I didn't know whether the All-Stars was a Hollywood show or what to expect in showing up. But I still remember today 3 things that so impressed me as I sat and watched the gala and talked to some of the kids. First, the kids were having fun, and it seemed that fun was compatible and motivational and effective in learning and development. And second, when I had a chance to listen to and to talk to some of the kids, they were so enthused, they were so committed, and they were so articulate. And of course, I was so impressed with the dynamic and dedicated leader of the All-Stars, Gabriel. Gabriel, you have led all of us in this All-Stars for 25 years with such grace and such tenacity. But we know, going forward, that she also has, and you heard a little bit just then, a wonderful vision for our future. Thus, some of us came together to help Gabriel and the All-Stars on this new journey. And we are pleased to announce, in your honor, a gift from 5 of us. Board Chair Richard Socolow and his wife Sharon Tomeo, Board Vice Chair Maria Morris and her husband Barry, Board Member John Singer and his wife Madeline, an anonymous donor that I know is someplace sitting out there, and my wife Ann and I. We would like to announce a gift of $1 million from each of us for a $5 million gift to the All-Stars future. There you go. And now, thank you. And now, while you're standing, you have something that a vertical podium does not permit. You have a glass of wine. And a very, if you would, brief toast from all of our hearts, and that is that we will continue over the next 25 years to make such a difference in so many young lives. Hear, hear.
Holy moly, that is hard to top. So all I can say is it's time to eat dinner. We will be back with more. Don't forget, if you have your iPhone or other device tonight, use the hashtag AllStarsGala and @AllStarsProject. And don't forget also to spend some time this evening talking with the young people at your table. I'll be back in a little bit. Enjoy your meal, everyone.